Hello folks, in today's guide we are covering the locations to all of the valuables within the Doyen Graves and the Ancient Garden. To detail these specifically, we have health gems, stamina gems, various types of Criptex, any cosmetic dyes within the area, as well as all of the Seneschal Statue locations, and all of the Iridescent Crows. I've done my best to build this guide like a walkthrough, covering practically everything about this area, whilst also making it easy to navigate with timestamps if you're looking to just cherry pick loot. Some of these locations do continue from one another, so if your timestamp starts without a landmark, then you may need to go back one or two timestamps in order to find a starting off point. Now, towards the end of this region, you will be forced to stop exploration and head over to Lethal Swamps instead, in which case, if you're looking for a guide for the final section of this region, then I'll be including it in my Lethal Swamp guide, which should be out just a few days after this one. Otherwise, we are covering everything up till that point, so let's get started. Our journey begins from the bridge out of the Crimson Keep and into the Ancient Gardens itself. First, in this circle structure, there are a number of Templars that you can hit once to wake up. They only reward materials and do not respawn. Next, begin following the path on screen to locate this anvil right here. Next, close to the circle structure from before, begin following the path on screen until reaching this spear statue right here. Next, begin following the path on screen and you will eventually locate this small gap and chest with a health gem inside. Next, continue from this location to find this time rune marking on the wall. Take out any weapon with the time rune imbued and the passage will open up. Then simply follow the route on screen until arriving at this Narea statue right here. Our next location begins from the Doyen Graves Vantage Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen.
Break an ankle, and that...
Eventually, you'll locate this chest with a health Criptex inside.
Kid, grab that.
That's a forger's Criptex. I'm opening it.
Next, continue on through to break this shortcut right here. Next, head all the way through and cross the nearby bridge to activate the cutscene. After the cutscene has finished, head on through to locate this anvil right here. Next, continue forward to this statue and wait within the area whilst Malkart tries to remember. Once he is done, you can receive a health gem from this statue. Our next location begins from the Doyen Graves South Entrance Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen.
This cold is seeping into my bones.
Eventually, you'll locate this chest with a health gem inside. Next, continue following the path on screen to locate this Dagger statue right here. Next, prepare for a fight when heading into the next room. Once done, wait around this area whilst Malkart tries to remember. Once he is done, you'll be able to activate this switch right here. Next, begin following the path on screen once again. Whilst within this area, Malkart will begin to remember a shortcut. Once breaking through, go ahead and raise the nearby gate. And then begin heading up the stairs to the nearby anvil.
Those eyes open, Aaron. I lost centuries ago.
Our next location begins from the caves of the Damned Anvil. Simply begin following the path on screen.
This place gives me the creeps. And I'm already dead.
Eventually, you'll locate this chest with a health gem inside. Our next location begins from the caves of the Damned Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen.
This cold is seeping into my bones.
You'll want to wait in this area also, whilst Malkart remembers a nearby shortcut. Once done, head on through to locate this chest with a stamina gem inside. Next, on the other side of this chamber, Malkart will begin remembering another shortcut.
You know, the dead shouldn't walk this much. Should be easy to knock down by someone as strong as you.
Once done, begin following the path on screen until locating this anvil right here. Our next location begins from the Embalmer's Dorm's anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen.
Did you hear that? Tell me your sword is well sharpened.
Eventually, you'll locate this chest with a stamina gem inside. Next, continue a little bit forward and wait for Malkart to reveal yet another shortcut.
Push will get it open.
Once on the other side, begin following the path on screen to locate this chest with a stamina gem inside. Our next location begins from the caves of the Damned Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen. You'll engage in a large fight whilst down here, and the main enemy will drop a Skeletal Key upon defeat. Additionally, head on over to the end of the room to locate this chest with a health gem inside. Our next location begins from the caves of the Damned Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen.
Keep those eyes open, Aaron. Mine were lost centuries ago.
Here, you will find the first Iridescent Crow. Simply follow the entire path on screen.
Tell me your sword is well sharpened.
Until locating the Templar right here. This fight can be a little bit tricky given the tight walk space, so I do advise getting to a relatively safer position. Once done, the Templar will reward you with a single stamina gem.
Are they all gone?
Our next location begins from the caves of the Damned Anvil. When ready, simply begin following the path on screen.
I'm more nervous than I go to the next all season.
Upon unlocking the gate with the Skeletal Key, begin following the path on screen again.
normal for a ghost to feel fear, because I'm terrified.
Head inside of here and over to the other platform. Then use a weapon with the time rune imbued to repair the nearby structure. Next, head back out the doorway and up the nearby rope. Once up here, begin heading down the lift until reaching the anvil below. Our next location begins from the well of the Skeleton's Anvil. When ready, head to the back of the room and up these steps to locate this chest with a health gem inside. Next, begin following the path outside. Here, you'll initiate some dialogue with Malkart. Once all is said and done, have Adso interact with the totem to open up the nearby entrance. Before leaving, don't forget to open the nearby shortcut to a previous area. Next, heading on through the entrance, follow the path on screen to locate this chest with a stamina gem inside. Next, continue following the path on screen. Until locating this great sword statue right here. Next, follow the path on screen to locate this spear statue right here.
Keep those eyes open, Aaron. Mine were lost centuries ago.
Next, follow the path on screen again until locating this anvil right here.
I never thought I'd miss my quiet grave so much.
Our next location begins from the Funeral Bridge Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen to locate this chest with a stamina gem inside. Our next location begins from the Funeral Bridge Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen. Here, you'll encounter the boss king Ashkhanar, which can be a tough fight. My best advice is to keep completely clear of his ranged attacks, as they will completely debilitate you. Aside from this, try to remain in the large open area as you weave around him and chip him down over time. If you'd like, we will be visiting a much closer anvil very shortly, so you can return very soon if you would like to. Our next location begins from the Funeral Bridge Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen. A word of warning, you will be ambushed by a troll right here, so fair warning. Next, begin following the stream downwards until locating this chest with a health gem inside. Next, continue following the path on screen. Eventually, you'll locate this anvil right here. With a sword statue very close by. Our next location begins from the Gazebo of Solitude Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen.
I'm more nervous than a ghost at an exorcism.
This shortcut leads back to King Ashkhanar from before. Next, continue following the path on screen. Eventually, Malkar will remember that this is the location of the Phantom Key. Next, follow the path on screen to locate this greatsword statue right here. Next, continue following the path to unlock this shortcut.
No, the dead shouldn't walk this much.
Then continue following to locate this locked gate from earlier on.
Keep those eyes open, Aaron. Time were lost centuries ago.
Open this up and head on all the way through. To locate this room with a lightning Sentenza inside. This can be a tough fight, and you will need to rely on directional attacks a lot here. My best advice is to study the delayed attack patterns to discover your openings, and when it begins to channel the large beams of lightning, you can quickly sidestep to gain small windows of damage. Once done, continue following the path on screen. Eventually, you'll unlock this shortcut and locate this chest with a stamina gem inside.
Are they gone? Great. Now I can be useful.
Next, head back down the path just a little to locate this rope right here. Head on up the rope and locate this Dagger statue right here. Next, continue upwards and locate this chest with a health Criptex inside.
Kid, grab that. That's a forger's Criptex. I'm opening it.
Our next location begins from the Gazebo of Solitude Anvil. When ready, follow the path down to the locked door below.
Walking over my
And head inside. Inside here, you will encounter another lightning Sentenza. Once defeating this, locate the two nearby switches and activate them to continue on forward.
And now.
Head on outside to activate a cutscene, and then afterwards, go ahead and activate this anvil right here. Our next location begins from the Cursed Bridge Anvil. Head up to the Fallen Golem and wait for the dialogue to end.
Something here is important, Aaron.
Next, head on through the gate, over the gap, and then begin following the path on screen. Here, you will locate the next anvil. Next, from the Fallen Golem, and after crossing the gap, take a right instead and head inside of this mausoleum to find this chest with a health Criptex inside.
Kid, grab that. That's a forger's Criptex. I'm opening it.
Next, from the Fallen Golem once again, follow the path on screen to locate this Iridescent Crow right here.
Again isn't on my to-do list for today.
Next, simply follow the entire path on screen. This can be a tough fight, given there are 3 enemies and one of them is more elite than the others already are. I advise keeping your distance and attempting to chip one down at a time. The 2 normal Templars will reward 1 stamina gem each, whilst the fire variant will reward a blue gemstone instead. Our next location begins from the 3 Towers Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen. Here, you'll locate a Polearm statue. Next, head up and activate a nearby switch to unlock a shortcut to a previous anvil. Our next location begins from the 3 Towers Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen.
Here I am. I just stepped away for a second, I swear. Excellent. Looks like I missed all the action. Again.
Once here, simply keep heading upwards.
Things are getting ugly. I'm vanishing.
Once at the top, you'll find this chest with a health gem inside. Next, head back down and cross over to continue forward. Once inside of this chamber, you'll initiate more dialogue with Malkart.
To remember.
Once done, head outside and up the nearby rope.
Are you sure you can climb that rope? Considering your age, I mean.
Continue all the way up and over until locating this chest with a star Criptex inside.
Kid, grab that. That's a forger's Criptex. I'm opening it.
Next, head back down and drop down this ladder to continue following the path on screen.
This place gives me the creeps. I'm already dead.
Eventually, you'll locate this chest with a health gem inside. Our next location begins from the 3 Towers Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen.
I'm back.
Drop down this hole to locate this chest with a health gem inside. Next, continue following the path downwards until locating this anvil and these 2 hidden switches right here.
Boy, press the slab on my command.
Sure. If only Abbot Doran could see how far I've come.
Ready, steady, go!
Our next location begins from the Housebow's Anvil. Once activating the 2 hidden switches here, simply begin following the path on screen to locate this chest with a health gem inside. Our next location begins from the Housebow's Anvil. Once activating the 2 hidden switches here, simply begin following the path on screen. Eventually, you will locate this chamber. Go ahead and climb the rope when ready.
I'm more nervous than a ghost at an exorcism.
Then continue following the path until locating this shortcut to a previous area. Our next location begins from the Three Towers Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen. Eventually, you'll locate this Sabre statue right here. Our next location begins from the Three Towers Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen. Once inside of this chamber, head into the water and be sure to navigate quickly through the deep sections. Eventually arriving on the opposite side of the flooded room. Here, Malkar will remember a nearby switch. This will drain the room and begin an endless horde of the undead. My best advice is to herd the group very close together before dispatching of them, all whilst very close to one of the open caskets. Then very quickly activate the animation and cross your fingers that you have enough time. It can be a little bit frustrating, but staying cool and just herding them very close together is your best option. Once done, Malkar will remember the location of the Skeleton Key right here. You can use this to open a nearby shortcut. But when ready, continue through the other side of the room and head upwards.
Did you hear that? Tell me your sword is well sharpened.
Fall, break an ankle, and that's the end of it.
Eventually, you'll locate this anvil right here. Our next location begins from the Flooded Tower Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen. Here, you'll locate another lightning Sentenza. Upon defeating this, you will be rewarded with the Jester's mask.
I'm back.
Next, head back upstairs and open the nearby shortcut.
I never thought I'd miss my quiet grave so much.
Then head back into the Jester's room to return the mask and activate a small combat section. Once done, wait around for Malkar to recall another memory, and then proceed through the new shortcut until locating this anvil right here.
This cold is seeping into my bones.
Our next location begins from the Valley of the Mausoleum's Anvil. When ready, head over to these two Templars and defeat them however you like. Once they are no longer in the way, head on down to locate this chest with the lake dye inside. Our final locations all begin from the Valley of the Mausoleum's Anvil. When ready, begin following the path on screen.
Again isn't on my to-do list for today.
Here, you'll locate this chest with a health gem inside. Next, continue following the path on screen to locate this chest with a star Criptex inside.
Kid, grab that.
That's a forger's Criptex. I'm opening it.
Finally, return outside and follow the path on screen to activate even more dialogue with Malkar. And don't forget to activate this anvil when you're able to. At this point of the game, you will be directed back over to Carlethal Swamp, and I am working hard on its guide already, and I do hope to have it out in just the next day or so. Additionally, it will cover the remaining section of this area also. As always, I believe we've gotten everything so far, but do be sure to check the comments below for any discovered loot. Anyway, that is it for this guide, folks. I do have a range of guides on the channel, so do feel free to stop on by and check things out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, folks, and until next time, peace.